Okay, let's get straight into it. So here's all the materials that you're gonna need for this little keychain. You're gonna need some green yarn, a good amount of it, but you don't need too much since it's a small project. Some black yarn. I'm using like this cream colored one, but you can use white as well. And then just a tiny bit of this pink yarn for the little cheeks of keroppi. As for the yarn, that is all you're going to need, but you'll also need a darning needle, a hook that corresponds to the size of your yarn. I'm using a 2.0 hook since my yarn is pretty thin. And then you will need scissors and some stuffing. I also forgot to mention that I did use a hot glue gun. So we will be starting off with the base of this little keroppi, which is the star, and you'll need your green yarn and the hook. And let me go ahead and unwind this yarn. So to begin, you will create a magic circle and do 5 single crochet into the circle, and you're going to join with a slip stitch and pull the yarn together to create that tight circle. However, if you're not a fan of magic circles, you can also do a slip knot and then chain 2 and work 5 single crochet into the second chain from the hook. So this is a good option if you don't feel comfortable with magic circles yet. However, I do recommend you learn them since they come in handy a lot and they're used a lot in these types of projects as well. For round 2, you will be chaining up 1 and create 2 single crochet in each single crochet going around, and that'll leave you with a total of 10 single crochet at the end of this round. Once you're done, go ahead and join at the first single crochet that we created. For round 3, you will chain up 1, create 1 single crochet in that first single crochet, and then do 1 increase, which is 2 single crochet in the same stitch. And you'll repeat this pattern 5 times and end up with 15 single crochet going all the way around. For round 4, you will be doing a chain up 1 and then 2 single crochet, so 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches and then 1 increase, and you will repeat that 5 times and end the row with 20 single crochet. So now we will begin making the 5 star points around this circle, and it is honestly a lot simpler than it sounds. In that same stitch where you started, you are going to chain up 1. You're going to create all in the same stitch, 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 half double crochet, and another single crochet. So it's going to be a little bit tight in there to fit all the stitches, but I promise you they will fit fine. Now in the next 3 stitches, you will be creating a slip stitch. Now make sure to pull back that little triangle we created because sometimes a slip stitch could be hiding under. So just make sure you're counting all of your stitches. So that is my 3rd slip stitch. And we're going to repeat what we just did in the next stitch. So after that 3rd slip stitch, in the next stitch, you'll create 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 half double, and then a single. And you're going to repeat that all the way around. You're going to end with slip stitches leading up to that first triangle we made. I finished all 5 points, and now you can just cut off your yarn, but make sure to leave a long tail because we will be creating a second star and sewing those together just to give the project a little more thickness. I don't know. Now you don't have to slip stitch into anywhere fancy to end off this round. You can just leave it at that last one, pull through, and you will be creating a second one. So once you finish that second one, go ahead and come back afterwards. And yeah, just make sure that one of the stars has a long tail for sure, because we're going to be stuffing it in the middle. Once the 2 stars are completed, take out your darning needle and we're going to get ready to sew the 2 halves together. Now there is a right and a wrong side. A wrong side has like these little puffy stitches, and the front side is usually a bit flatter, which is how I differentiate them. So just make sure the wrong side is facing each other, and then the right side is facing out towards you. And you'll just begin by aligning them and sewing it together. I don't have a fancy sewing technique. I just pull in through one side, pull yarn through, and then go into the next stitch. As you can see, it's not like anything professional, so they have held up pretty well in my experience. So I think this should be fine. But if you know another technique, use whatever you'd like, to be honest. You can also do single crochets going around, but I prefer this. It's just a lot quicker and easier to manage, in my opinion. Now, if you are choosing to add some stuffing, make sure to leave a little hole to add that in before you finish the sewing all the way around. I do like the squishiness it gives this project, so I'll be adding some stuffing, and I just kind of play around to see when it feels nice, and I'm just going to finish sewing it up after that. And once you're done with the sewing, you can just cut off any excess yarn left, and you are done with the star, which is basically the longest part of this project. Everything else is really simple and quick. Now we are going to begin with the eyes, which are made up of 2 circles, and honestly, it is the same pattern to kind of the beginning of the star pattern, just that instead of starting with 5 single crochet, you're going to start with 6 single crochet, but you're going to repeat the same pattern for 3 rows basically. If you feel comfortable following a written pattern, you can follow the pattern right here on the screen. If not, then I will continue with the rest of the tutorial in case you are a bit more of a beginner. So using that white or cream colored yarn, you are going to make a magic circle and do 6 single crochet into the center of the circle, close it, and then slip stitch into the first single crochet you created. For round 2 of the eye, you will be doing chain up 1 and 2 single crochet in each single crochet going around, and you will end this round with 12 single crochet. And finally for round 3, you'll be chaining up 1, do 1 single crochet in that first stitch, and then do 1 increase, and repeat that all the way around, and you'll finish with 18 single crochet. And you can fasten off after that, and make sure to make 2 of these circles. And finally, for the black pupil of the eye, you will literally just need to make a magic circle and do 6 single crochet in the center. You can follow the first round of the white eye and you will be fine. So you'll create 2 of those as well. And now we are ready for assembly. So take out the 2 black circles and the 2 white circles you created and your hot glue gun. You will be placing the black pupil portion of the eye kind of a little before that ridge on the edge of the white eye. I don't know if you can still see the V stitch right there, but that is how I like to place them. You don't have to be too specific right now since you can kind of fix it on the star, but yeah, just make sure they're equal distance from the edge, if anything. I'm going to repeat the same for the other eye. So now you can take out that green star we created and we're going to place it at the top portion of it. If you think about it in sections, it would be like on the top right and the top left side of the star, kind of above this center point. So I'm trying to show you guys the best I can for you guys to kind of copy where everything goes and just make sure the black pupils are aligned as well. Now I know some people are skeptical about putting the hot glue on a crochet project and they believe it'll fall apart quicker. And honestly, in my experience so far, I have had keychains for over a year now that have no signs of like damage or pulling on them. And I don't know if it is just like the yarn itself or what it is, but if you do feel more comfortable sewing it, you can definitely do that as well. I just personally do not like sewing, and I think it would just make the process a bit more complicated. So as long as you hot glue it well and really press it on there, wait for it to dry, it should be fine. I would say this is probably the hardest part of the project, and that is making the mouth. I think you're just gonna have to really watch this and see what I'm doing. The good thing about it is that it is just like a straight mouth, so there's no curve to it, which makes it a lot simpler. But basically, going through the back of the star, you're gonna come out kind of underneath one of the pupils, go straight across, and don't go out through the back. Go through the star to the middle of the 2 points you just made. I hope that makes sense, and don't pull the yarn too hard either, because now we are going to use our needle and go through the top of that yarn and go through that third point we made again. So I will do my best to show it as clearly as I can, but that is how the mouth is made. Now you just need to tuck the ends in through the back, and I like to make both of the strands come out through the same stitch. That way I can tie a knot with those and then hide the yarn inside of the green star as well. I just find it to be a lot more secure to make sure it doesn't, move around. So there I am tying the knots, and I'm going to hide the loose ends. Now, this part is optional. You can choose to do this or not to do this, but using the pink thread, you can create like little cheeks or blush for keroppi, and you just go on the side of the mouth underneath the eyes. And this is just like visual, there is no specific stitch you have to go through. Um, but I think it adds a nice touch to it. It's like a little detail that it's not like huge, but it adds a cuteness to it. And again, I'm doing the same as I did for the black yarn. I am going through to the same stitch to tie the knot together of the both ends, and then hiding those inside of the green star. Now your keroppi is complete. All you need to do is add the keychain, whatever one you decide to use. You can also slip stitch into the top of the star with the green yarn and just create a chain if you want to, but I like this little charm I have right here, or little keychain charm. And your keroppi is all done. If you guys recreate it, make sure to tag me or send me a picture of it. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you had any questions. Bye.